Okay, fam, in life, bruh, one thing that tells you a lot about a person is how they handle adversity, man. It's easy to live life and go about it happy as a bitch 24/7 with everything 1K, bruh. Being a front runner is not hard at all. But when life throws you a few obstacles and things ain't going your way no more and you gotta fight back, how will you react, man? Will you bounce back or will you give up? Like I said, how a person handles adversity tells you everything you need to know about them. And here's a story of a person that's known to bounce back. That's that boy T. Skrilla. Now, T. Skrilla was born in North Carolina. He was the youngest of 3 sons, which can be a gift and a curse, bitch. You know, the gift is you the baby of the family, so usually they get spoiled. But the curse is when you the youngest brother, the older brothers make it 10 times harder on you, bitch. They don't play with you. Early on in life, he was living in a 2-parent home, bruh. Both parents was present, which automatically makes people think that everything was good. But sadly, that wasn't the case in this situation. In the late 1980s, both of his parents battled the temptation of drugs and partying, bruh, which gave that boy T. Skrilla a close look at just how impactful drugs could be not only to a community, but a family as well. Especially during that time when drugs was ruining a lot of families and individuals, bruh. And sadly, eventually his parents split up, which led to him moving from North Carolina to ATL with his mom, dog. Now, this can be devastating for a child. You're already dealing with your parents splitting up, and on top of that, you had to leave your comfort zone, which is North Carolina, all the way to a new area where you have to adapt immediately, fam. Now, Skrilla brothers, they adapted immediately, bitch, and became entrepreneurs. They invested in a gentleman's club called Lady Rolex, which later would become the world famous Body Tap, mentioned by that boy T.I. Jeezy and that boy Gucci. And Skrilla decided to do the same, bruh. He decided to make the best of his situation, and he made a friend who would accidentally lead him to finding his passion, bruh, which is music. His friend invited him over his house and let him freestyle over some of his dad beats at his home studio, and Skrilla absolutely killed it, bitch. And the reaction he got from everybody in the house at that time showed him that he was on to something. From that day forward, he decided to dedicate himself to the craft, bruh. But he also had a passion for something else. And that was fast cash, dog, which eventually led him to the streets. Yes, the man decided to follow in the footsteps of some of the people he looked up to in the community, bro, who was trapping also. But Mama Skrilla wasn't having any of it. After finding some work and multiple weapons in her house, she shipped Skrilla little ass to Orlando, Florida with his father, bruh. She refused to be a single mother who was out here working hard, trying to keep food on the table, to have her son being trapped in the streets. So she thought the better option to get him away from that life was to let him be with his father in Orlando. So Skrilla was back at square one. He had just moved from North Carolina to the A and had to adapt. Now he moving from the A to Orlando, and he got to adapt all over again, fam. Skrilla felt terrible because things were just starting to get better for him in the A, and now this happened. But time he got to Orlando, it was heaven for him, bro. The dope weather, the beautiful scenery, the opportunities, and of course, the baddies was plentiful in Orlando. Being in such a good spirit, he adapted ASAP, fam, and found him a new connect. Then he got right back to hustling. He hustled up enough money to get himself a home studio where he taught himself to make beats and also record himself. We all know, bruh, when you hustling like that, it eventually catches up with you, fam. And that's exactly what happened to Skrilla. He was arrested on school grounds for possession of marijuana and got expelled immediately. But later on, thankfully, he was able to re-enter and graduated. Now, after graduation, his love for music led him back to the A, where he was able to network at Body Tap and started doing popular open mics. Now, a lot of y'all can relate to this. When you're an indie artist, it takes bread to invest in your craft, fam. So while he was doing his thing musically, He was dabbling in the streets as well, so he could have the money to front his career. During this time, another obstacle was thrown in his way, bruh. He got arrested for trafficking. He went to trial and was sentenced. Once again, Skrilla was back at square one and had to adapt, fam. And that's exactly what he did. During this time while he was jammed up, he got his head in law library, met some solid individuals. He also hired a new attorney. And after 4.5 years, he was able to give back majority of the sentence and did a total of 6 years before coming home. Now, while inside, he recorded his single Good Night, produced by Congo Beats. It's out now on all platforms. Make sure y'all go check that out. Also, check out his project, Post Conviction, as well, bruh. He said the moral of the story is never doubt yourself, never let your circumstances limit your potential, and never give up or lose faith. Keep grinding. That's the story of that boy, T. Skrilla. Link to his IG will be in the description, bruh. Also, link to his single, Good Night, will be in the description as well. Go to that joint and leave your honest feedback. Salute to that boy T. Skrilla for trusting in me to tell his story. Keep pushing, bruh. I need y'all to comment down below. What do y'all think about this entire situation? If you haven't already, make sure you sub to the channel. Also, follow me on IG and Twitter. Links are in the description. On my dead bed. Oddball. Gone.